Stop eating Yale! I'm just kidding. Hey everyone, I'm Favor, and welcome to my channel, Favored Life. If you're new here, press that subscribe button down below, and make sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. In this video, I will be revealing where I decided to commit to college. I was blessed to be admitted to all of these colleges, and if you want to see my college decisions reactions video, I will link that up above in the info card. I've seen this video done mostly with cupcakes, but I decided to do this video with brownies. I will have 3 main rounds, and in each round there will be a few colleges that are eliminated. And I just want to make clear that this is not the order in which I made my decisions. I ordered these eliminations based on what I thought would be interesting for the video, so keep that in mind. These criteria, as I was eliminating the colleges for this video, were mainly for the purpose of this video. My actual decision-making process was a lot more intricate and detailed than the reasons I presented in this video as to why I eliminated certain colleges. And then the main criteria I'm using to eliminate colleges for this video are: 1, can I see myself living there on the campus and in the surrounding cities or the surrounding area? 2, my interactions with people from the college, such as my admissions officers, my interviewers, email outreaches, even some of my admitted student groups through the Facebook chats or group chats. 3, weather, which I'll talk more about as I'm eliminating the colleges. And 4, the academics, particularly for my intended majors. So when I was applying, I applied mostly as either a math major or computer science major, but after I was admitted, I started getting interest in a lot of other majors, so I wanted to make sure that the school I committed to had strong programs for each of the majors I was considering. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, Elimination Round 1. After this round, there will be 5 colleges left. So the first colleges up on the chopping block are Baylor and ACU. These were one of the first 2 colleges I applied to, and I loved how both had a community. I knew I would have a community of Christians at both campuses. Ultimately, I liked Baylor a little bit better than ACU, even though I had great interactions with my admissions officers from both schools. I just felt Baylor had stronger programs for the majors I was interested in. So Baylor moves ahead and ACU is eliminated. The next colleges on the chopping block are UCLA and UC Berkeley. So when I was applying to the University of California schools, I was mainly interested in UC Berkeley, but when I was done with the application, I realized I could just use the same application for each University of California school, so I kind of applied to UCLA on a whim. When I was admitted to both of them, I had a decision to make, and I kind of made it based on the stronger program for my major. UC Berkeley definitely had stronger programs for the majors I was interested in than UCLA. So with that, I am saying bye to UCLA, and UC Berkeley moves forward. The next 2 colleges up on the chopping block are MIT and UT Austin. So for these schools, both were schools that I could see myself living on the campus and schools that I would be happy to go to. Until my family took a couple road trips in this past year through Texas, and I realized that UT Austin is very close to home, and I don't want to be living this close to home. I want to fly out of the nest, not move to the next branch. With that said, I am eliminating UT Austin and keeping MIT. The next two colleges up on the elimination block are Princeton and Columbia. I could definitely see myself living at both of these colleges. I really liked their academic programs, and I had great interactions with people from that campus. I had a particularly great interviewer for my Princeton interviewer, so shout out to her. And all my interactions, like with my admissions officers, were great for both these schools. That said, I have such a diverse range of interests that I'm thinking of double majoring, and I know a lot of freshmen say that as they go into college, but I really wanted to keep that option open. And to my knowledge, as of right now, Princeton does not allow you to double major. So, regretfully, Princeton must be eliminated. Last two colleges, Yale and Harvard. Both great schools, again, both strong in academics for the programs that I would want to go into. For this decision, what tipped one school above the other was my interactions with the people from that school. My interviews for these schools were pretty good, but I definitely had an interviewer that I liked better and I felt a little more comfortable with. I had an admissions officer for Yale who was out of the park. She was so nice in helping me get to learn and know more about Yale, and also helping me to navigate the financial aid process as I was making my decision. And basically, all the outreach emails that I got from Yale after I was admitted were so warm and welcoming. And I got a lot of welcoming emails from Harvard too. But ultimately, I just felt like every interaction that I had after I was admitted with Harvard students, both current and alumni, they just weren't as welcoming and as forthcoming to answer all of my questions. And so that put Yale over the top for Harvard. So Harvard is eliminated and Yale is safe. On to Elimination Round 2. Elimination Round 2. We have Columbia, Baylor, UC Berkeley, MIT, and Yale. So for this round, the key factors that I'm going to use to eliminate colleges are weather and whether I can see myself living there. So, I cannot stand the heat at all. If I am outside and it is very hot, I have such a quick temper, I cannot stand it. Any little thing irritates me. So I do not see myself living on a campus where it is hot for most of the months that I'll be living there. And that just became more and more evident to me as I was making my decision and as it was getting hotter and hotter in Texas. It just reinforced that I do not like the heat. So sadly, some of these schools must go due to that factor. Some of these schools are cold for most of the months I would be living in. And these schools are MIT, Yale, and Columbia. I'm really sad to see UC Berkeley and Baylor go, but these are in Texas and California, and I cannot live here when I'm going to college. I don't want to be irritated as I'm trying to learn and develop myself. So bye! We are at Elimination Round 3. To Ivy or not to Ivy. So if you don't know, these two schools are Ivy League schools, and this one is not. Okay, so for this round, I'll be going through some of the pros for each school, and I'll be rooting for each school as I'm talking about them. Columbia was the only school that I got to visit before I made my decision. I visited it in the summer before my senior year, and I really liked the campus. I loved that it was in New York City, like all the opportunities I could get from New York City, like with the different museums, and also lots of job opportunities, and just the fact that I'm living in a city. I was admitted to the School of Engineering, and so I liked that smaller, kind of like that smaller college that I would be in, because Columbia College is much bigger than Columbia Engineering. The next school in the spotlight is Yale. So I really liked Yale. Like I mentioned before, I had great interactions with the people there, with my admissions officers, with financial aid department, with also the admitted students through the Facebook group. So I really loved the people there, and I could see myself living there as I researched more and more about Yale. Yale also had a great summer research program in their math department that I was really interested in. So that was another plus for Yale. Next in the spotlight is MIT. There were a lot of things that I loved about MIT. I loved how they had like dorm culture. Each dorm had its own specific culture. I loved that there were some dorms where you could cook for yourself and you weren't required to be on a meal plan. I loved that their emphasis on collaboration and having it be a collaborative environment. And I just love that everyone at MIT has a little bit of an inner nerd inside themselves. I like how quirky MIT is, and they have really strong programs for each of the majors I was considering. Okay, so decision time. To Ivy or not to Ivy? I loved the intellectual diversity that I can find at Yale and Columbia, and I also like how everyone is a little bit nerdy and quirky at MIT. But with that said, only one can survive, and that one is MIT! I am so excited about this decision. It was a little bit of a hard decision to make, but ultimately I am so excited to spend my next 4 years at MIT. That is it for today's video. If you liked today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and make sure to leave a comment down below of other videos you'd like me to do or you'd like to see. I am so excited to be spending the next 4 years of my life at MIT, and I'm very excited about my decision. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be a college vlogger and vlogging my life at MIT. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. So when I was this is, I hate. Actually, I don't know what I'm going to say, but this hard work eliminating colleges, it's hard work. It's hard work eliminating colleges and making videos and running around. Stop eating Yale! I'm just kidding. You can eat it.
Bye bye Yale.
I don't know what I'm saying. Can we just start this whole thing over?